Hi folks, Erin Relford here. Been a minute, I know, but I'm back and that's okay. I'm so glad you checked in. Yeah, it's been a minute and I know. I think we average it about recording once every 2 or 3 months and that's okay. All right folks, today we're talking the basics in terms of how you get into tech, because I have seen a lot of discouraging things online. People be like, you can't get a cert and get a job, and I'm like, baby, says who? Because I did it. But there is some context there, right? Because no one is going to hire you having taken a cert and then you're automatically off to off to the races, running and actually getting a job and competing with people who have been out here doing the work, yada yada yada. So I say that to say work is involved and we need to be serious and clear about what that means, right? So let me lay out the atomics, the itty bitty parts that people are not saying when they're online going, oh, you can't get a job with just a cert. Because that's a lie. That's a lie. I've done it multiple times, but there was some context on the back end. I'm gonna show you this path, and basically we're gonna cut a through line through what it means to get a job in tech versus get a career in tech. So we're gonna look at that through line, talk about both sides of the equation, what's actually needed, right? In terms of salad, y'all, they don't let me cook at Thanksgiving, so I have to make the salad, and I make a mean salad, but I bet I don't make the same salad as you, because we're different people, right? And so when people reach out to me asking, how do I get into tech? What do I need to do? I don't know where to start. Listen, I actually know what needs to be done, but I don't know you, and I don't know what it is that you want or what you need. And so you have to answer these questions before you can even begin this journey. So what does that mean in terms of where do you start? Going back to the salad, you are actually looking at what comes in a salad, okay? Basics, what do we start with? Leafy greens. Why? Because that's the foundational, that's what's gonna give it its taste. Some of y'all like romaine lettuce. I personally like spinach. It's a lot of people here in California that love kale. But the point is there are different leafy greens to pick from. And those leafy greens equate to what is your value? What are your values, right? Using myself as an example, I value honesty and I value freedom. What does that mean? You can kind of turn it into a verb to make it easy, right? In terms of what I like to do, I value freedom and honesty in the sense of I love speaking the truth. I love telling the truth, which makes me great at this, right? It makes a lot of sense why I ended up in IT audit, right? In terms of integrity, honesty, they all go into the same bowl. Anyway, I also value freedom. Someone told me once, long time ago, you're not free until your feet are free. And so I always look for autonomy. So I'm gonna turn it into a verb. I like being able to dictate what I get to do in terms of work. And that equates to autonomy / i.e. freedom. And so I know those two things about me. I love honesty and I love freedom. And so I look for those things in every job that I am pursuing. And so let's go back to our salad bowl, okay? Salad bowl being you. If we're gonna put the base in, those leafy greens, those nutrients, those things that are good for you, those are your values. So for me, my values look like honesty and freedom, okay? And go back to what I said in the beginning, this is about what you value and what is your value. So in terms of leafy greens, we're also gonna look at that in terms of do you care about money? Do you care about prestige? Do you care that a job has great investment in you as a person and a career in terms of allowing you to take off when your kids are sick and that kind of stuff, giving you that work-life balance? Those are values. And so you can mix those up into your leafy greens as well. So again, maybe you like a little bit of spinach and kale in your salad. It's possible, but go ahead and identify those things that you are not willing to compromise on. Those are your leafy greens. Okay, what comes next? If you're not a vegetarian, I actually love meat. That's that foundational, that's what's gonna make sure that I'm not hungry 2 hours later instead of 30 minutes later, right? In terms of the meat that goes in your salad, whether it's chicken, whether it's shrimp, whether it's tuna, whatever, eggs, I don't care. The point is That is the education, the skill, the technical savvy that you need to do the work, to do this work. To be working in tech, you're gonna need some technical ability, right? And like, what does that mean in terms of, like, if we get down to the atom size of definition, what does technical mean? Being able to speak the language and articulate and understand and critically think about certain concepts within a discipline. So as an example, I need to have technical ability to, as a privacy engineer, speak about encryption and be able to know what the definitions are within encryption, how these things are applied. You get where I'm going in terms of technical, right? That is required for a technical role. And so in terms of your education, in terms of your skill set, meat. How big are the chunks, or how small are the chunks of meat that you're putting into your salad bowl being you. So if you are big on the meat, maybe you go for a actual university or college for a 4-year program, 5-year program. Maybe you're going for a 2-year program, like pursuing your master's. Or maybe you are pursuing, we're getting smaller and smaller in terms of our meat. I'm thinking about chicken right now. So like, I'm just gonna add chicken to my salad. In terms of my chicken, maybe I just want to pursue a certification at the university. A lot of places are offering these now. Even Harvard offers certifications for certain disciplines. And so perhaps that's your route, or perhaps it's the 4-year route. The point is balance. How big are your chunks, or how small are your chunks, right? And so that is the foundational stuff that you need to think about in terms before you even go after the career. What type of education am I going to need? Also, in terms of meat, this isn't exclusive to just education and skill. I'm also speaking of, what are you actually good at? And I mean, like, forget the technical, like, for a second. What are you genuinely good at? If you want to turn yourself into a verb, what would you say? I would say I am a great thought leader. I'm great at thinking, critical thinking. So that makes me a great thought leader. What type of role is good for that? That is not a software engineer, which is why I'm not. Anyway, I'm also really great at articulating things and communicating to different types of people. I'm a great translator. And so that is a skill that I might want to think about in terms of what type of career would be good for me in tech. Maybe that's a project manager. Maybe that's just a communications lead or a comms lead at a technical job or a technical company, And so think about all of that when it comes to you, as far as what is the meat? What type of education are you going to pursue to get that technical lingo, language, know-how? And then what is it about you that actually makes you you in terms of what makes you good? And that does not have to translate into a technical skill, because I'm going to show you later how to translate your innate skills, what comes to you intuitively. I'm going to show you how to translate that into something technical. And again, we'll get down there. We'll get there. Just wait. All right. Next, going into your salad bowl, which is you, right? We have our leafy greens, we have our values, we have our meat. We understand what type of education we're going to need for the type of role we're going to pursue, because we know what skills we're good at, right? We've done that homework, we've done that research. After this, we are now going to add our little toppings. Like, what you like in your salad? I like a little bit of, what is that, McCormick salad toppings. I like a little crunch. You might like a tomato. You might like some cucumbers, some croutons. You get where I'm going with this. Your toppings, because they are so different, right? Tomato, crouton, not the same thing. Because they're so different, think of this in terms of people and connections, right? That you are going to make to establish this career or this role that you are after. How you do that is you think about all of the different ways that you can make a connection that leads to that role or that career. And so in terms of my salad toppings, right? I told you I like a little bit of McCormick. Those are little bitty spices and little bitty pieces of crunch that go in there. And so I kind of equivocate those to people. I like talking to a lot of people. So how do I do that? I'm gonna go to conferences where I see people working in this field, in this career, in this role. I am going to reach out to organizations that are also doing this work, because yeah, that makes sense. There's people at organizations, and there are people at organizations that know how to link you to other people. So that is a good route. I am also going to be social, which means, hey, maybe your toppings are tomato. Maybe you really love tomatoes. You like a good aroma, you know, or something else. Maybe that is your social media channels. Maybe that means you are actually using Instagram. A lot of people find me via Instagram in the cash. Also, maybe it means it is going on LinkedIn and finding everyone and everything connected to the role in the career that you're looking at. And so think of your salad toppings as connections, okay? Also, maybe it's your Twitter convos, right? Like literally going on Twitter, hashtagging something like privacy and seeing what the conversation is and then getting involved in those conversations, because baby, I can guarantee you there have been plenty of people that have found me via Twitter, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. And then let's just keep the salad simple, okay? What about your salad dressings? And you know, maybe you kind of, listen, no disrespect to somebody who likes oil and balsamic. Like maybe you're boring like that and you know, that works for you, okay? And so like, maybe your General Electric, yes, I'm talking GE, maybe that's the company for you, okay? So let me just kind of wrap this up to kind of make it clean and nice. In terms of your salad bowl, we have our leafy greens, we have our values, we have what our value is in terms of like even the salary I'm gonna get paid. We have our meat, what's the education and skills that I need. We have our toppings, what are the connections and things that I need to do in order to connect me to all of this good stuff in terms of what's in my bowl. And then also your dressings are the companies you want to work for. I get a lot of people that reach out and go, hey Erin, how do I get into Google? And my first question is, why do you want to work for Google? I mean, seriously, why? Because there are so many different companies offering so many different things. How do you know Google has what you need? And don't get me wrong, I want to be very clear, it's a lot in the news in terms of like bad things that happen, but y'all, I've been a lot of places. I still love my company. Keep moving. So in terms of like dressings and looking at it as different companies, maybe since I like my company, let's say that Google is ranch dressing, okay? I also got French, I got Russian, I got blue cheese. What am I missing? It's so many different dressings out there, right? And so maybe French is your Facebook/Meta. Maybe your blue cheese is Apple. Maybe there's Snap out there, which is, oh God, I'm blanking for like salad dressings, right? You get my point. So look at it in that sense of, all right, for all of the things that are in my salad bowl, I could add just ranch and that's my Google and that's the one I'm going for. But all these other companies, the French, the Facebook, the blue cheese, the Twitter, my salad still gonna be just as good as long as they have all those things, right? As long as all those things are in my salad bowl, regardless of what dressing I put on it, you know, I don't really care for French anymore, so like Facebook might not be for me. So the point is, evaluate what your salad looks like at each of these companies. Don't just aim for one, because a lot of different companies may be able to provide you with all of these leafy greens, that good old chicken, and a whole lot of salad toppings from McCormick. You get my point. So I just wanted to put this out there really quickly. I'm going to be back with like more focused intention, nice jump cuts and production and all that kind of stuff. I'll come back with that later, but for today, all I got is for you is tossed salad. Bye.